Hey, what's up guys? So today we're going to be going over the new Season 20 update. We're going to be talking about some buffs, some nerfs, as well as going over everything for Season 20 that you want to know about. So first off, let's go ahead and go over the start date. So Season 20 will begin on 3/13. So that's next month on the 13th. That is going to be Friday the 13th. It does go live at 5 p.m. PST. So you can kind of plan accordingly for those of you guys that are also going to be playing Path of Exile, because this doesn't happen till later in the day. On this channel, we will definitely cover both of them, so if you guys are new here and do want to kind of check out Path of Exile for the new season as well, I do plan to cover that as well. But yeah, Diablo is going to be happening 5 p.m. PST for Season 20 on March 13th. Again, it's the exact same day as the Path of Exile update. But anyways, let's go ahead and go over what the heck that you can obtain, as well as all the new information. So first off, important things to kind of go over first. We will also go over what the heck that you'll be getting for your Hydra's gift, meaning what you're going to be getting on your season journey for the characters, which is something that's also very important. But I also want to mention that if you guys have not seen gameplay of the new sets, there are 3 new sets coming out in Season 20, and I've already got video guides on them as well. There are some buffs and some nerfs that will be kind of applied here that are newer, but for the most part they're just buffs and nerfs. They are still going to be part of the new set, and everyone really wants to play the new set, so as far as the optimization goes, they're not outdated. It's just the numbers will be a little bit different, just as a heads up. I will make a new updated guide once we can actually play it, but for the most part, if you guys just want to see gameplay of the new stuff, which you guys are actually seeing gameplay of the new Frenzy Barbarian set in the background here, but nonetheless, yeah, that's the most important thing with the new season, is basically we're getting some new sets. In addition to that, going over what the heck you're going to be obtaining in here. So first off, what is the new season theme? So this season's theme is going to be the Season of the Forbidden Archives. What this is it makes it so in your Kanai's cube, you can actually put 3 weapons, 3 rings, 3 amulets. You can put multiple copies of something that would be in the same area, meaning that you can put again, multiple weapons, multiple gloves if you want to, because previously you weren't able to go ahead and do that. Now, just as a heads up, you can't stack 3 copies of like Royal Ring of Grandeur or 3 copies of the Furnace. You can't stack them, but that's the new seasonal change. Basically, Necromancer gets a huge buff due to this because they have a lot of multipliers on the weapon section. But nonetheless, that's what the new season has for us. Now, as far as the cosmetics, let's go ahead and go over that, because a lot of people just want to go ahead and unlock some of the stuff. Now, these are recycled items from Season 8, so they will be returning, just in case maybe some of you guys didn't play or you didn't obtain those Endarial back appendages. They're wings, but they're not really wings, they're kind of like claws. So you can obtain that. There's also the portrait frame that looks pretty cool, as well as the leggings over here. And then on top of that, we've also got the seasonal reward pet. So here's a full little rotation of the seasonal pet that you can obtain as you go ahead and start completing your season journey. So as far as the season journey goes, it tells you which ones that you will need to complete. I'll be making a video guide later down the line, just like with Season 19. You just complete a bunch of these and you'll get all the rewards, the extra stash space, all of that good stuff. But again, that's kind of going to be for a separate video. But if you guys want to pause it and read what the heck your quests are, feel free to go ahead and do so, but we're not going to go ahead and jump into like every single quest that's required to complete the journey. Usually you'll kind of complete half of them as you just complete it. But this is the important part, because this will determine how a lot of you guys want to start out on this season, because none of the season rewards will give you the entire set of the new set. So here's what we've got for our set pieces. Let me go ahead and just throw this up on screen for visual representation. So with Barbarian, we get the Immortal King set. Crusader, we get the Seeker of Light. With Demon Hunter, we get the Natalia set. With Monk, we get the Ulianas. With Necromancer, we get the Traguls. And with Witch Doctor, we get the Spear of Arachnir. And then with the Wizard, we get Veer's Amazing Arcana, which is actually quite great for pushing. Just as a heads up, the Bazooka Wizard actually has been nerfed. We'll kind of go into the buffs and nerfs on some of these newer changes here that were kind of previously on the PTR. But as far as like what you guys might want to go ahead and play, most people will probably opt to go ahead and of course play the Witch Doctor, Wizard, and Barbarian because they have new content. But a lot of people, even if you want to play those, the Necromancer is a really good choice. Not because of this. It's because you can throw any two-handed scythe inside of the cube and you'll instantly have a huge multiplier. And if you do it 2 or 3 times, you can get insane multipliers and instantly just kind of go up on the torment levels without needing to do your season journey. So a lot of people will be doing that necromancer specifically for that. And because the things are intelligence, if you roll an LOD build, you can actually use some of those items for your witch doctor or wizard. So it's excellent for that. Now getting into the patch notes, what's important and why most of you guys probably clicked on this video, but I know a lot of people just wanted to see what the heck is new in the season. So that's what is in store for season 20. Now, hopping into what is actually changed over here. So let's go ahead and go over that. So first off, what is nerfed with Crusader? This is just a straight up nerf. Heaven's Fury, you cannot animation cancel the Fires of Heaven, which is unfortunate. So straight up nerf to Crusader with the Heaven's Fury build, which was kind of utilizing the newer set that they got previously. But anyways, the Witch Doctor had a reverse change. So, okay, let me explain this. So the Witch Doctor has a Spirit Barrage Phantasm. It made it so the Spirit Barrage would attack twice as, it would be twice as slow, which is weird wording. But basically, it would cast at half the speed, but it would do double the damage. They actually reversed this change that they actually implemented. There wasn't even a change to the DPS. It fired too fast. What this was causing was lag for people, especially if you're doing 4-man groups. A lot of you guys probably turn off area damage because the lag is just too much for certain builds, especially with ZDPS, especially if you're doing like any of the whirlwind builds. But anyways, most importantly, this has been reverted, so there's really no change to it. Even in its first iteration, it was just done to more than likely stop the game from having more lag. But they, I guess, had a bug with it, so they decided let's just go ahead and revert the change. So no real change to that, essentially. The change didn't even really do anything. Okay, so important things with Mantle of Channeling, which is the shoulders. You actually have to channel for 1 second to get the bonus. Previously, there was a bug with the Etched Sigil as well as the sword that would give you bonus damage. This has actually been reverted. It was a bug, but most importantly, you actually have to channel, so there's no Bazooka Wizard anymore, which is the main thing. Anyways, next up with the Barbarian, the Horde of 90 Savages. You guys are seeing the gameplay of the new armor that you'll be getting in Season 20, the entire set. But there's a buff with it. So the 2-piece bonus doubles the effectiveness of all shouts, which is great. So you're going to be able to kind of utilize this as a ZDPS. You can go ahead and throw in 2 pieces of the Horde of 90 Savages for that extra buff. But in addition to that, feared, frozen, or stun enemies take double damage. Previously it was feared, then they buffed it to frozen, and then now they buffed it to stun. So this is going to be quite nice just because you can stun people with one of the runes with the Frenzy anyways, which has a lightning that comes down. I'm not sure how often this will be able to be procced, if it's individually on units, or what the case may be, because sometimes there's an internal cooldown on things, but overall this would be just straight up a buff to the Frenzy Barbarian. So that's kind of nice with that. But other than that, nothing has really been changed. With the Witch Doctor, there is a change here. So with the 6-piece bonus with the Mundanugu's Regalia over here, this is the new Witch Doctor set. And again, if you guys want to see gameplay of any of them, they'll all be pinned down below. But the 6-piece bonus makes it so Spirit Barrage deals 20,000% increased damage plus an additional percent equal to 5 times your mana regeneration per second. So it was overperforming at the highest end, and they wanted to maintain the capabilities at earlier stages. So you don't need to prioritize getting that mana regen ASAP. You can kind of get it later down the line, and you'll still kind of melt things earlier on. So that's kind of nice. Guys, quality of life, but I guess it is technically a nerf, right? Because they did say it was overperforming at the highest end. So kind of a nerf, but also buff in the earlier stages. And then they've actually changed the Barber, but this was kind of on their previous notes, but basically they buffed the damage by quite a bit, basically doubling its stats over here. And then they changed this over here, so the Gazing Demise, which is the legendary here, they buffed it up, so instead of 40 to 50%, it's 100 to 150%. And this was also another change. They basically made it so the Ring of Emptiness no longer requires you to have both Haunt and Locust. You can have either one, so this was straight up a buff over there. Now, the Wizard over here, it took some buffs and it took some nerfs. So the new Hydra set, which I think everyone is really excited about, with the 6-piece bonus, instead of dealing, it used to be at 1,000% bonus per Hydra head, and you'd have 10, so it was a 10,000 multiplier. Then it became a 12,000 multiplier. Now it's a 13,000 multiplier. So a nice little DPS buff over there. And with the developer's notes, it says we continue to tilt more of the power of the Hydra in favor of the 6-piece bonus versus running the LOD build, because that one actually was outperforming the 6-piece build. And it's like, if you're making a new set, you probably want your players to go ahead and use the new set over here. And then so they did take a nerf over here as well. So the Serpent Sparker actually got nerfed. It used to do 450 to 600, now it's 250 to 300, so basically 50% nerf cut on that. And then with the Magistrate over here, we had a 450 to 600, and now it's changed from 250 to 300% increased damage, so again, another nerf with that. And then they go ahead and mention a bunch of different bugs. I'm not going to go ahead and go over the bugs, but it's just fixing things that weren't proccing correctly, and then that's pretty much it. So again, yeah, March 13th, 5 p.m., the important stuff, and then they're not actually mentioning when it's going to end, but that's it for the notes, guys. So that's what's going to be going down for Season 20. Let me know down below what class you plan on playing. I really want to play Wizard, but just like most people, I will probably start out with Necromancer, just because you can literally guarantee yourself with any 2-piece site that you create out of doing the Hope for Cain, you'll instantly get a huge DPS boost, and it's going to make things so much faster if I was to start out. I'll honestly probably start playing Path of Exile. I'll let my friends grind out Diablo, then I'm going to get power leveled, and then I'll make content for you guys very soon. But like I said, if you guys want to see gameplay of all the new classes, I know I'm mentioning it several times, but I know people, sometimes you forget sometimes by the time the video hits the end. But check out all the gameplay if you guys want to see all the new sets. This can kind of determine what class you decide to roll for Season 20. My recommendation, as far as newer gameplay, I just really like the Hydra. That, at least via video view-wise, that one seems to be the most popular, so I think most people will be interested in playing out Hydra. But all of them are relatively viable for the 4-man group. There isn't one that's completely useless. I think a lot of people will be looking forward to playing with Witch Doctors now that they've gotten really, really buff. But they also took a nerf here overall, because again, they nerfed it at the highest end, which is of course for the 4-man pushings. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like on it. And if you are new here and do want to catch more Diablo, other action RPG content, don't worry, I'm still working on that Wolcen video review. It will be out before the season starts, I promise. But we'll also be doing the Path of Exile Delirium League. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. Have a good one. I'm signing out. Peace.